Good. Uh, so I'm going to my folder where I do my projects under LSD Mentor, and that class was on the last, I think, yeah, 10th. Let me confirm whether this is the class. Yeah, this is the code. So I'm going to proceed from here. For the rest or the part one of this video, I'll also share a link after the class so you can link between the two parts. So it's just adding more information here and making the site more lively. So let me move the code somewhere else. Today ni tarehe ngapi? 27. Oh, okay. This sounds like the 10. Yes, yes. Okay, thank you, Robin. So Robin has said something critical. Follow the video, or if you have not gotten anything at the end, she just ask the question. But if you have something else that is not really related to the class, you have some questions about something, some CSS not working, follow after the class. And to remind on, maybe I call on Cosmos. I think Cosmos is here. Cosmos. No, maybe he has left. Yeah, so you will also direct questions to Cosmos besides Robin. Here we go. So this is what we have. Let me present it. Yeah, I'm trying to start my live server. There we go. So my server is up. Now we are going to build the main content of this page. This is the farthest we went the other time we were coding through this. So let me write down what we are going to do, and maybe it will guide us through as we go on. So I'm going to minimize my navbar holder. I have my main content here. This way we are going to do the rest of the stuff. So I'm going to do that. And so what we are going to do today, uh, so the first one, we shall do a hero component of the home page. Let me just write first the pages. That way it will be easier to go down through. So the first one will be the home page. The next page that we shall do is we shall do something with the auth. That is a login. Let's start with the right one. Sign up and a login. After that, we shall do the services. Let me see the other page here. We have about us and contact us. So contact us first, then we have services last. I believe so. So these are among the pages that we are going to do. Under the home page, this is what we are going to have. Not a lot of sections, but enough sections. So we are going to have a hero component, or the that thing that's always on top of the page, just a hero component. Then we shall have like some cards, some random cards actually, not another cards. Then we shall have a section, two-sided section, holding a few, just holding an image. Let me write this right, and text. That's for the two-sided section. After the section, we shall have, I think, some services. Then after some services, we shall also have the testimonials. And after testimony, and also, let's say, a call to action. So this shall be a call to action for subscribe to newsletter. Yeah, that's a lot for the homepage. The odd page, sign up page, I think these are just inputs. Services, just a list of all services. Here we shall list a few services, but here we shall list all the services. Then the contact us. Okay, I did services twice. I believe this should have been about us. Yeah. So, and also one thing to learn today is also, besides the pages, we shall also learn a little bit about routing. So this is, let me do this, navigation to different pages. How do you navigate from this page to this page? Yeah, that's what we're going to do today too. So that's what we have, and that's what we are going to cover. It will be a quick tutorial or a quick flow through. So always ask the questions, follow the video. You will learn what you might have missed through the class. So I believe I'm free to get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a new folder to what we have in our codes, or in our code folder. Yes, if you, yeah, ukiona umeachwa sana, just raise your hand, drop your question. So we shall have the pages folder. Besides the pages, let me do another page, but this is not critical right now. That is called components. It's not critical. This folder is not critical, but I'm going to do something here that will help us like easily deal with the oh, navigation bar and the footer. So in the components, I'm going to do this, like these are like subparts of the application that we are building. They will come in handy when we do a backend, or when we shall be learning the complete, or adding some backend, some functional to the site fully. It will come in handy. So I'm going to do the first folder, the first file. I'm going to call this one footer.html. The next file here is navbar.html. And for the for the footer, I'm going to just like copy this what we have here and do it in the footer. Nothing, I will change nothing there. Then, and also for the navbar, I'm going to copy this. The reason as why I'm copying this is because I want to be copying this page to and fro here and there, so it's easy if I have it in a constant place. It's like keeping a copy of what I need. Then in the pages folder, I'm going to add the required pages. We already have our home page, the index.html. This is the home page. Now I'm going to do the rest of the pages. We had the sign up and login page. So let me do a new file, sign up.html, new file, login.html. And also I'm going to do, so I've done the sign up and login. I'm going to do services, contact us and about us. Just .html files, new file. This was services.html. After services, I'm going to do the about us.html. And lastly is contact us.html. So those are all the pages that we require or we want to run this application. So let me bootstrap all the pages. So far there's nothing has happened. Let me like bootstrap all the pages so that we can see which page is where. So to quickly do that, I'm going to copy what the home page looks like, exactly what it looks like, and duplicate the rest of the pages. Uh, so let me just Control A, C, then go to pages. I'm starting with the login page. Yeah, I'll paste it there. Scroll up, and the things I'm going to change. The first thing is the title. I'm going to call this one login. That's login. About the header, I want to delete it for now because I will update it, then paste it here. Yeah, so that for the login page. So if I come here, let me link my login page here. We see what we have. I quickly go to my index.html. So yeah, let me just do this one here for now. So this one will go from here, go to pages, then go to login.html. Yeah, so this is like a route, usually what you see in browsers. So let's see what we have. If I hover over login, you could be able to see on the bottom right some dark background, uh, showing the route where I should go to find the login page. If I hit go to login, now I'm in the login page. Yes, a question. Okay, okay. So the only thing you see is an unstyled page, only because the style sheet has not been linked correctly. So, but you can see the title has changed to login. Let me update the style sheet on the login page. We see what we have. So instead of the style sheet is not at the same directory as the login page is, so we need to find the style sheet. How we do that? This is a relative, yeah, this is a relative route or a relative path. I'm going to do dot forward slash, then it's going to ask me, show me some files that are in the exact folder as the login page. So when I want to go back to the rest of the pages, I just do dot forward slash. Now I'm to the route folder, that is the codes or the code folder. Then from here you can be able to see it has given me the given or the available files and folders. So I select my index.css file like that. If I save that, I come to my login page, you could notice something else. The style sheet has been taken into consideration, or it has read correctly, except I don't have the header because yes, I just like deleted it. So let's do so that's about routing. We only need to add this route in the right path, and we can be able to go to that specific page. This routing is kind of different to the rest of the pages, and I believe we might be forced to do it manually all over. But let me just update this one and copy it. So this one it's coming to the login page, but I'm doing dot forward slash pages login.html. Yes, then let's go to the sign up page. So this is going to the sign up. How did I call the page? Sign up.html. The next one we have is contact us.html. Contact dash us. And then we have another one here, about us. About us. Then we also have uh, services.html, and then finally we have the home folder, or the home file, or the home link. I'm just going to do that one dot forward slash. It will change as we go on, so they will change per page, because we are not inheriting anything. So each page might have different links so that they can work out. So I have added the navigation bar back to the login page. Let's see what we have. That's in the navigation bar. Now, if I hover over there, you notice I have pages login.html. That's not right. So how can you be able to remain on this page? Um, to do that, I might do all. What I do is just have that dot forward slash login.html. Yeah, that's what we have now. If I click this, I'll remain on the login page without moving back. So register needs to go to pages, then that, but it's at the exact page that I am at, or it's at the exact folder. So there's no need of us going back to the pages. I'm going to delete that and remain with that one dot forward slash. So the pages directory here is not critical, or it's not of any use. Otherwise, we are going to do something else. So now you can be able to say the route is correct to about us, contact us, but the home page is somehow not correct. So let me update that for the home page. It's dot forward slash, go back, then go to index.html. I'm referencing the files themselves here to make the navigation work out. Otherwise, with the backend, you won't be doing all this. We will be doing a single header, and we will be replacing it everywhere. So since this one looks better, let me do login page here. Since it's the same page, or it's in the same folder with the rest of the pages, the best thing I could do is just copy it and do for about us, change the title. So each page has a different title, remember that. Do about us there. The next one is about us. No, contact us. I do here contact us. After that, I do services. I change here the header to services, or the title. And lastly, we have sign up. We change the title to sign up, like that. So you could just replace this one to sign up. Just for illustration purposes, I'll quickly do that one too. This one is services. Then we have contact us, and we have about us. Now that's what we have. This is the about us page. Let me click on the services page. Now it's at the services page. Let me click on the about us page. There we are at the about us page. Then we are at the contact us page. Now if I click home, we are at the home page. But now from here I can't be able to navigate to the rest of the pages, because the links have not been well taken care of. So to quickly cap that, come to my navbar, just copy everything from here, go to my home page. That's the index.html file. I'm going to replace this one with what I have from the navbar.html. Right. So let's go to the pages. Now I can be able to go to services, can be able to go to about us, also to contact us, go home page, go to contact us direct, go to the home page, go to register or sign up page, go to the home page, go to login page. Now all the pages are linked together. So far we can say we have a working navigation. So if somebody visits our site, they can be able to navigate to all pages using this navigation bar on top here without having difficulties or having any breakages if a page does not exist. So something now to edit on. For example, we are at the home page or the header or the navigation bar at the home page here. For example, this we are at the home page. We want to update this to be the active link. Currently, we have services as a hard-coded active link. Now we want to change this to the active link, home page to be the active link. What we do, we just need to move this class, the active class from there, and we put it as a class for the a tag. We add a class here after menu link like that. If I save, you realize our home page is now the active. So somebody can be able to say, oh, using the navigation bar, I'm on the home page. Now, if I go to services page, you realize somehow this one is active. Let's see what is at the services page. I'm going to close everything. Go to the services page. So what happened to the services page? It has the active class here as the menu link. Now I can be able to see it being active. If I go to about us page, somehow it's not active. So now we need to activate the about us page. So I go to the about us page here, find my about link, this one, and add the active class here like that. Delete what we have on the services link. Now you see our about us is active. I'll activate contact us too. Go to contact us, delete the active from the services, and do that one there, active on the contact us link. Now you notice the contact us link is active. If I go to register, you might notice this one is not showing the active or inactive state. It's because they are kind of different from these ones, but it's good to just get rid of the active class from the services link. So I just go to sign up, get rid of that class from here because there's no any active link here. We only have our link active down here. Also, I save this file, go to the login page, do the same, just getting rid of the active class from the services. So if I go to login, you can't notice an active link here, but if I go to home page, now I have the home page as active, services as the active page, about us as the active page, and contact us as the active page, because that's where we are currently. Uh, any questions to this point about navigation or linking different pages? Actually, this is the so-called linking pages to each other. All the pages here are linked. The only thing they don't have is the content. Any question? Yes, yes, yes. Did somebody raise their hand or do something? Yes, yeah, active. Okay, all right. I'll repeat that one, but quickly. The rest you might need to follow the video. Yes, Jeremy. Yes, yes. All the pages. No, so I'll just start by answering yours, then to John's question. So since we are doing this like a manual navigation, a manual setup, that's why we need or we have to copy the same navbar and also the same footer. It's because we are like repeating ourselves. Yes, we are actually repeating ourselves, but we have to do that in order for each page to look the same. When we go forward, yes, Yeah, I'm using href to link different pages. Uh, okay, okay. Yes, now to John's question about doing the active and doing the pages. Yes. So what I did, if you recall from the first tutorial about this navbar footer, we had done this page, just the index page. Let me just switch this one to home. You notice I've not written here home page because yes, that's not a good idea. Just do home. And maybe the other thing to add on is the site name. Yeah, if you have a site name. For example, I could do LSD for the site name. I've separated my page with a pipe. This is called a pipe with that and the site name. Okay, about linking, we had done up to this. We had done the navigation bar, this one, and also we had done the footer, this one. So the only thing, or some things that I added here was, okay, we had these links, except but by that moment I think they were hash, just hash, instead of links, given links, they were just like this. So what I did, I went ahead and created the pages. Okay, the rest of the pages that I want to use. That is this ones here: about us, contact us, login, services, and sign up. The only way I could have linked to these pages is by adding href and giving the relative path. We have the absolute path. For example, this is an absolute path. If I'm not wrong, guys, if you find a difference between relative and absolute, you can raise it if I'm doing it wrong. They are somehow tantalizing. Yeah, but this is a relative path. An absolute path is one. If I could have done an absolute path, let me just do an ensemble of an absolute path. Yes, there we go. So this is a relative path. I'll do the sample. So we only had this, and we only add this active class given under the services page here. So what I'll do, I'll go, yeah, that's what we had before. So it means we already had created the active class. The active class, it only adds the color to this link. It changes the color from black to this. Is it pink? I don't know. Yeah, to that color, pink. I'll call it pink. So that's what the active class does. If I may go to the CSS file, where's the CSS? Control F, active. Yeah, you may notice I only changed the color. Just a menu link on hover. When somebody is hovering, just do that color. Exactly that. When somebody is hovering, just do that color. And when it's an active, when the menu link has a class of active with it, this is the menu link class. But also, if there's another class which is joined with it as active, yes, it also changes the class to the color uh, to that pink color. Actually, if I may go to the color which is located under root, it's a variable color. It's a variable, so that's the color. Accent FB something. Yeah, this is hex color, the hex thing. Yeah, that's about routing. So I'll just move this one to where it should be. Now, since we are on the home page, I only want the home page to be having the active. If I go to the next page, like about us page, activated the menu link here, or the link, the about us link at this particular page to be active. I went to contact us, active. I did the same. Contact us, added the active class to that link. Went to the login. Okay, login. You can't see actually services. Did that same there. Added the active class. So I was to talk a little bit about the absolute path. So absolute path is what you could get to, or the entire path you could use to reach this page or this file. Actually, this file, for example, index page, the absolute everything. So the only way I could get that is if I go there and go to, here is my index page. I don't know whether I can be able to copy that. Let me copy from here. Copy, copy, copy. Where is it? Properties, parent folder, this one. I need to copy everything now. Oh, we have it in Chrome. Let me just copy it from, not Chrome, but rather VS Code. I can copy the relative path and the copy path. Let me copy path and see what we have. Yeah, that's the path. But this path can only work if I'm not using live server. So let me reload the page. If I hover over the home page, you will notice it has given everything from, just look at this particular point on the bottom here, bottom left, yes. If I hover there, you could see it has given a path to home and everything. If I click there, it will say 44 page not found. But if I went here and did like this, instead of using live server, I go to the pages and serve this page from this particular point. You may notice it's reading home, but if I click here, still it will go to the right page because that's an absolute path to the file, absolute path to index.html. So we have relative paths and absolute paths. When you are using a server, absolute paths don't work because they reference the file system. But if you are using just the file system to serve your file, for example, this one is served through the file system, you could use the absolute path to all the other pages. So for a server, so for example, this going live, this is a server, it will create a path where you do not need to use the absolute path because it will be wrong. It will result to somebody navigating out of the given or out of the available pages. So remember that too. So if we do this one, if since we have used um, just these pages, or we have just used relative paths, they'll still work even if I were to be offline. I think. Let me confirm that one. This is the offline version. Click there. Nope. Now it won't go to the right folder because it's saying dot forward slash not. And actually, I might need to add index.html here. Yeah, I refresh. Yeah, if I click this one now, it will be able to go to the index file. If I click this one, still it will go to the services page. No worries. Click there, goes to about us page. Click there, it goes to contact us. It will still work out. But sometimes things might fall apart because you did use relatives while you were aiming to use absolute parts. Yeah, time is really running. So I'm not sure whether we'll be able to finish any page. So I'll do the simplest page as we go on. That way we can be able to do something. So let me close this and remain with my live server or my server file. So I might be forced in, yes, yes, and the same. Yeah, timer. Yeah, and there's several other projects for assignment. Yeah. So for this case, because of I don't think if I have full time to, yes, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you need to activate your GitHub account. So I'll talk about it like is it the last 20 minutes? Yeah. Yeah, I'll talk about it at 10:10, from 10:10 to 10:30 p.m. about Git and the GitHub, how we connect and how we shall be using it. Because I really can't do the homepage right now. Time is not on our side. I'll do the login page and the register page because they are more of similar. Uh, so I'll close all these files. And how do I close all the files? If I'm in VS Code, I hold Control K and W. I close all the tabs. Those are part of the shortcuts you need to learn as you go on. They will help you a lot. So currently we are done with this. So I can say done. We are done with this particular part, the routing and the navigation. So I'm going to work on auth. So let's start with the login first. So I'm going to go right to the login page, and at the login page, I'm going to delete this because we have them in the index page. We don't need them here. I'm going to start with that main and right. So for our main class here, I'm going to add something else here, something small, like minimize the size of the main instead of it. Oh, okay. Well, so yeah, I'm going to start with the login page, and here I'm starting with the main, or in the main I'm going to add some content. So let's style the main a bit. Do I really need to style main? No. Let me style another class. I'm going to add another class called the wrapper. And this one, let me hope I've not used it somewhere else. It might cause a problem. Yeah, it's not somewhere else. So this wrapper class, I'm going to add some styles there that will limit it not to be full screen. Login page, like full width. Instead of the login page starting from there, ikae tu mahali hapa katikati. So I'll go to the index CSS file, and I'm going to go down, and I'm adding some comment here, main styling. So the first one we have added is the dot wrapper. Like this one, I'm going to set a width of I'll do the minimum, the min of either 90 view width or 1200 pixels. If I save that, there we go, not working still. Let me know why. Let me delete these things. Yes, problems. Let me steal from somewhere. I did it. So I did it at the footer row. I did the same thing, and it's not picking. Uh, yeah, it's called CSS. Sometimes it fails, sometimes it works. You just hope that that day it works for you. So let me hard reload this page. Not working. Reload again. Inspect. I go to the main. Oh, it's actually working too, and the main head the same. So I'm going to main and removing it. It's not really critical to have this one here. I'm removing the widget on main because I want to add other classes that will go full with it. So this one is that widget. Then I'm going to add a margin of inline auto. So that one is going to move everything to the center. Margin inline means margin left and right. You could have just done this margin left. Auto, yes. Yeah, and also you could follow this MDN reference. This one will open it will open the browser and show you the exact thing you want to learn. So that's width, and you could learn about setting width. So different, they have used here, they have used different units. That's pixel, that's m, and that's percentage. Then auto is just take whenever you have and center me. Yeah, you could have done margin left then did margin right for the same thing, but somehow you have written two lines. You could have achieved that one using one line. So margin inline is for left and right, and then we have margin block, this one for top and bottom. So you could even do here 20 px. Uh-huh. Go back. Where are we? Yeah, yeah. So it has added 20 pixels of margin here. On the top, 20 pixels, and on the bottom, you won't notice them, but that's the what has been added. Right. So back to the login page. Uh, I'm also going to add some header here. So div.header, header. Let me call this one a page header. Page header. I'm going to give it just a heading here, a h1 actually. H1. Then the h1 I'm going to say login. Besides that, I'm going to add a p like that, and say login to get started. You could do anything here. But to be secure, just wrap this in their own div or in their own parent like that. Format the file or right click, format document, or you could do Control Shift I to format the document. Now let's quickly style the page header. So I'll just do it before that, and say background, background. I'm going to do a var, the text. I said this one might be misleading, but I found this one to be, I did it wrong as we started. So usually do your colors or your variables where you want to, or the way you want to use them. This somebody reading background here and seeing a var text here might be like, no. So always do like something like a background here. It will be good. But I wanted a color that's for the text, that greenish color. Let me hover here. Now you won't see the color, but you will notice that color here. That's the color, that kind of greenish background. Then I'm also going to change the color to white. Just change the color and adding some padding. So I'm going to do a padding for the top and bottom. I'm going to do 40 px. Let me increase this one to 50 maybe. It will do. Yeah. Then for left and right, it has taken 60 pixels, but it's not really. So since you only maybe wanted padding on the top and the bottom, I could also do padding block. That will have just simplified my problem. And I'm going to center everything that is there, or the display flex, align items center, and just for the content center. Align item center is not critical, so there's no harm even if I was to remove it. Somehow things are not working. Let me see why. Oh, just for content center. Yeah. Everything is at the center. The next thing I'm going to add is a class for text align to center the text itself. There we go. I've centered the text and also centered this small div that was in the page header. This one is also centered. Then next, what I'm going to do is adjust the size of this h1 here to be something larger. How to quickly do that is just do page header and select h1 or target h1. Change the font size to be something large. You could do all these X large and XX large, but let's do like 3.5 RAM and see what we have. Yeah, it's really large. Is it enough for us? Yes, believe that's good. Or we could do 4. Yeah, 4 is better. And also we need to add maybe some margin here. If you might see this one's coming together, the header and the paragraph, you could add some margin on the header. So margin bottom, do something like maybe 6 px. It will move it slightly below. So let's, yeah, I will solve that one. Later on, you could see if somebody is at that particular point, these ones are not visible totally. So we need to add some background to the navigation bar, but on a later date. Okay, so let's quickly do the inputs. Yeah, so I'll go here and add plugins. So we call this one let's call this one auth card because we want to use the same on sign up. And here I'm going to do a form, and in the form I'm going to do a number of inputs. So instead of just doing them randomly, I'm going to put them in div.input. This class I'm going to call this one input holder, and in the input holder I'm going to add the label like that. For, let's call this one email. I do email here, and I do an input immediately of type email and an ID of email. So if you recall well when we were talking about forms, the value you pass in for here should be match the ID here. Email, email. Then I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm going to call this one label for password. Uh, Password here. I copy this, do there, and I change the type here to password. Do that way. So I have input type email and input type password. Let's see what we have. Just an email and a password, fully not styled. If you recall, we did some styling of an input somewhere here. So let's try and see whether we can be able to reach this styling and maybe reuse it. So I'm going to my styles and finding the input. Yeah, we have the subscribe form input. I'm also going to add a class here, dot input, just that way, dot input. Come to my inputs here. So besides the ID, I add a class input here, and also for the password, I do the same, a class input. Save the file and see what we have. Everything is gone on its own way. I don't know why. Oh, we are on the index page instead of the login page. Yeah, so these ones have been styled or have been given some styling. So let me quickly like center them or add the rest of the styling that is on the footer here. If you click or focus, you can be able to see that pink border appearing. How we can achieve that is just finding the next input here and add another class here, do input and do on focus. Yeah, on focus is when that cursor is there. So if I focus, the input has that like that border happening around it. Then I need to now style quickly the input holder class and finish on it. Just the selectors. Robin, is it me alone or everybody's getting you the same way? Yeah. So yeah, you actually got lost on the way. Okay. So yeah. So let me just come up instead of. So for Robin, whatsoever Robin was saying is that we had already styled these inputs at the footer here. We already had an input that we had already styled. So the only thing we did is just add the same class here or add the same styles. The only or the fastest way of doing that one, because we didn't have a specific selector on this input here, we didn't have a class, we didn't have, okay, let me just finish on it then. Okay, Robin, let me just finish on it. So since we didn't have a specific class on this input, I went ahead and added just a comma and like moved the same styles to this input class, this one. Then I used the same input class and I moved it directly here. I see it now here. I just added the input class onto the um, yeah, onto the input elements. Just added the class here. They copied the same style, so it's like we did a styling for the input. Same for focus. So there's no need of you rebuilding the same if you already have the thing working. Just do whatever you do and don't repeat yourself if not necessary. Yeah. Then we already have our inputs styled. Then the next thing I want to style is this input folder to quickly like make things work out. So go to input folder. I'm going down and doing the auth styling here. Let me write this one correctly. Auth. So dot input folder. Let me start by adding a background to it. I want to see what is there first. There we go. So the input folder moves like from there all the way to the end, but somehow our form is or our inputs like they are limited to this particular point. That's a problem to me because I'm not getting why it's doing so. So let me understand what's wrong with this input here. Maybe I gave it a fixed width. Nope, I didn't give it a fixed width. Nope, no, 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 no. About the width not flowing to the end. So this is what I'll do here. I added the class here of or the display block, but I maybe let's do width here and set it to 100% and see what happens. Yeah, no, it has responded in the right way. Now it has taken the width of the parent so that I can be able to style it later or fix it. So we have input folders here, deleting this part and writing the right classes. I'm gonna do some margin block here to get started with. Actually a margin bottom of 10 px. This somehow looks good. Let's increase it to 14. Just a margin on the bottom. Now you can see this input is not too close to this input holder. The password and the email are somehow spaced. The next thing I'm gonna do is just go to the dot input folder, and doing or selecting the label and adding a margin bottom of maybe 6 px. The label is too close to the input. Yes, Robin, you are going and disappearing and coming. So what we will do here for the image, okay, I really can't exit here. We have to like finish this. let's see where we can reach. If time dies, we kill it there. Just a moment. Uh, but you might notice the label is not picking the margin bottom. Let's increase the margin to be sure it's not picking. NPX, yes, it's not picking. So sometimes it's because a label is an inline element. You might need to like change its display to take a display of block in order for it to like take the other or other styles can be able to be applied on it. So 10 pixels is somehow large. Yeah, we have 6 pixels. Now, if I click on the email, it focuses the input. If I click on the password, it focuses on the password, and I can just focus there direct. That's the work of for and IDs. So this label specifically says it's specifically for this input. This label says I'm for this input based on the email. If you recall, we said there can only be a single ID, or there can only be this email as it's an ID for this input. That's the only thing that you should have in your page. IDs are not repeated. Classes can be repeated several times. For example, I've repeated here input, but for for label or for IDs, you don't repeat them. The next thing I want to do is like put the form at the center and add this button. So the button, we already have it here. So I'm just going to copy it, copy the button, come on top here, do a div. It can also do like, it can also be an input folder, there's no harm. And I do my button there. Now I have a button there, but it has subscribe. Just change subscribe to login. Now we have login. Then the next thing is like reduce the size of this form. It's really large, not good for a site. So we had given our form a wrapper here called AuthCAD. So I'm going to copy AuthCAD just above the input folder here. Do the AuthCAD there and give it a width of 500 px and the margin inline inline auto. So everything is centered here, and our AuthCAD has that given width of 500 px. The next thing you want to do maybe is do some padding on the AuthCAD itself. So I'm going to do a padding of 50 px. It's really large, you won't notice it, but if you add other styles here, for example, the box shadow and the rest, or the background color, let's do background color. I'm going to do RGBA, and I'm going to do, is it white? No, that's black. RGBA 255, 255, 255, 0.1. Some sort of background, it's not visible. Let me do one like that. Yeah, you might notice the white background, but our inputs are not visible. So my machine is going to hang several. So guys, I did something wrong with my fingers. I opened Python. So you might notice some sort of background coming through from the back there, some sort of white color. Let me change to 0.6 here. So yeah, that's our login page. Let's do our sign up page quickly so that we might move to the next step. So for our sign up page, I'm going to copy the main from here, move it to the sign up here, and like replace it. Replace what I have here. Change a few things here. Say create an account, uh, to get started, whatever you do. So I only have email and the password. So I'm just quickly going to duplicate everything here. So this one is going to be repeat password. Change this one to R, but the type remains password. The next one I'm going to do is this one. Besides the email, I'm going to have uh, first name here maybe. Change the label to fname, the ID to fname. Change the type to text. Copy first name. Uh, Copy first name like that. Do there. Maybe do here last name. To select both that one, you might be holding Alt then double clicking on the next text you want to select, or I don't know in Windows if it's Control or no, it might be Control all the same Alt. So just select the first text, Alt, select the second text, do whatever you want to do. So that's like editing two instances at the same time. I'm going to add another one here. That's a username like that. Do that. Highlight the two. Do username. So let's see what we have on our sign up page. So far, our sign up page is like responding or it's working out. First name, last name, username, email, the password there. But you might notice things getting weird here. You are not seeing the rest of the page. It's because we are given our pages are given or a fixed height. So that's one problem you might be coming across if you are giving fixed height. Things might not be working out. So just find where you set your heights. So for mine, I set it at the main here. So this is wrong. You don't need to have fixed heights on your elements unless it's necessary. So I'm going to save, and we are going to notice now our form flowing down the right way or the way we expect it to do. A moment, let me try to see if I can be able to shut down this. Okay, I think my screen is completely frozen on your side. Now let me 10 windows. Okay, I believe it will close them off. But so far our sign up page is already ready. So let me just do like a touches here. Change this one from login to sign up like that. Yes. So our sign up page is already ready to go. So I used the same code from login to sign up page. They are the same. The inputs look the same. The styling is the same. So there is no harm. You don't have to repeat yourself when you are doing your pages or when you are doing your styles. Yeah. So another thing I said is was about the navigation bar here having like it's not really good. Yes, yes. So this time I only used a single, not working on a single A tag really. Yes, that could be the thing. It's because I'm on register, so you could say so. But I'm on the register page. Yeah, so I'm on the sign up page actually. Yeah, I'm on the sign up page. So here, if now I go to, okay. So the first thing we did when we started is to deal with the navigation bar. So, or the navigation, how people will be navigating through the pages. So we added these links here. Signup.html is a link. login.html is a link. So that's linking different pages. So we did link all the pages to each page. That's the thing we did. Let me return my height here. I did remove my height, but I wanted this to be, instead of doing a fixed height, I'm going to do a minimum height. That's min height of 100, so that the footer can be pushed down there. Yeah. So we did the navigation as the first thing to make sure that we have dealt with it completely, so that we can be able to navigate to different pages. If I navigate to the sign up page, it's equally going and opening the sign up page and styling it on its own. But for this, we only used a single file, single style sheet, that's index.css. So that file is always linked on the top here, but always remember to give the right path to the file. Otherwise, your file, if you gave it a wrong path, it might fail to work. If I did that, that's how my sign up page will look like. Just because I didn't like link the right, or I didn't give the right link or path to the file, CSS file. But if I give it, now that's what you see. Now I can say so far we have done the sign up and the login page. Now we can say somebody can sign up from this page and then go right to the login page and login. You sign up and login. Then later on, after somebody is logged in, we can be able to display more links like profile, hide the register, hide the login. But that will come when we do the backend, since the backend will give us the ability to sign up a user and log in a user. But so far with the front end, we could use JavaScript. Yes, it will work out very well. But now that we have not dealt with JavaScript, there's no need of us introducing JavaScript here. And just doing JavaScript for sign up, login, it will be difficult. When we'll be learning frameworks like React, Next, Vue, or any other framework like Astra, we'll be able to like do the register and login just by JavaScript. It will be far easier than just doing the raw JavaScript here. Yeah. So I don't know the time. We only have like 5 minutes. So I'm not sure whether we can be able to go through GitHub or learn something about GitHub, how to link our GitHub account to our local profiles or to our local machine, or we can push code to GitHub back. I believe let's do that on the next class as the starting point of the next class. That's tomorrow evening. We do the first thing we shall do is the Git thing, doing linking Git to GitHub. So I believe everybody has created their GitHub accounts. GitHub.com. This where we'll be like putting all our code. For those who understand GitHub, that's like a repository of all the codes. Yeah. So just remember to have GitHub and also Git. I said we install Git bash. So let me find my Git bash. Can I really find it? Git, where is it? Nope. So with the Linux, things are a bit different. So you might not be able to find the program directly where you have it. But if I go to the terminal, there, click there, and I can be able to see something like bash. But if you are on Windows, you can just search git bash and it will open you a terminal like this. A moment, it's loading. So that's the only way you can confirm whether you installed the Git correctly. Just going to, and it's taking its time really. Okay, this one is like looking the way the rest will be looking, but just have Git. Okay, nope. This not Git bash. This is the default terminal for Linux. But for Windows, it will be good if you have Git bash. The default terminal, it's called CMD. It's really problematic. So just confirm that you have Git bash. Just go to your Windows, search Git bash. na itakuletea kitu fulani hapo, kama just click on that, it will open a terminal like this one. Let me open a terminal here. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So this is a Sambo terminal. Yours might be looking different. Yes, it will look different. So somebody might have installed Siemda. There's no harm still. Siemda is also a good alternative to Git Bash. But using the default terminal for Windows, that is CMD, if you search through your Windows Apple, search CMD, you will be able to see a default terminal, CMD. It's black and white. That's why we want Git Bash to be able to have uh, colors taken care of, like something colored, and also something that is good to work with the GitHub and the Git generally. Yeah, I think that's where we shall end it today. And so let me just see what we have covered. So we have also already done this and done that. Yeah, we did the routing navigation and we have done the auth, sign up and login pages. For those who are not in the first class, remember to find the video. Yeah, the first, that's the nav bar and the footer, that's whatever we have finished or worked on. Continue, we have continued to work on. Yeah, so navigation is working and sign up and login are also working correctly. Any questions so far? Yeah, but if you have a burning question that is related to the class, because yeah, it's good to have the question section in the class. Just ask. We say we finish with them. But about the development and all that, that could be a different consultation meeting. Just share a link with me or Robin. They will guide you through, or Cosmos. Just a question on the class, maybe something you want repeated or iongezewe makali kidogo before we close it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is what we did. So this is the main HTML. Hii ndo tulikuanga nayo by the way before. That's what we did. That's why I said when we started we dealt with navigation, how to link different pages together. So I linked index.html to signup.html using a href. Where is that? Here. So this is a anchor tag href, then passed in the right part to the file. If I were to delete that and go here and maybe click on register, it will be still reloading on the same index.html. Just look at the navigation bar or the how is it this one called? The search bar. If you look at the search bar here, that's the Google search bar. You can notice if I click on register, it's still going back to index.html because this href is not pointing anywhere else except to this current page we are at. Now, if I want to point to the next page, I need to link that HTML file. Now, let me just do a sample one here. I'm going to do a different file out here. Call this one test.html. And in test, I'm just going to do test like that. And here, if I want to link this one to test, maybe it goes to test. Currently, it does not go to test. But if I were to come here and do // test.html, you can see VS Code has given me the autocomplete // test.html. It's like pointing to the page I want to go to. If I click on this link, I want to go to this exact page. Save. If now I click on test, I'm at the test page. Currently, test page only has this term test. It has nothing else. So if I want to go back, or if I want to add more styles like the index file, maybe I copy the index, go to test, paste there, and I change the title maybe to be secure, change the title here to test. Now test will load, or is it not refreshing? Refresh, yes. So this is how test will look like. I'm at the test page. It's because I've linked the two pages together. Let me just go back. That's how test page looks like. So if you want to link two pages together, you have like to give it a path. This is a path to that page. So href path to the page you want to visit on clicking this anchor tag or anchor element. So if I click on this anchor tag, that's where I want to go. But for this case, I wanted to go to register. Then how do I get to register? If I do dot forward slash, already VS Code is good enough to tell me, okay, from there you can go to register. You go to pages, and in pages we have a lot of pages. Now you want to go to your sign up page. So pages, sign up page, sign up.html, pages, sign up.html. Yeah, that's how you go to these pages. If I save this, I'll go back. Yeah, refresh this. Now I'm at the register. If I click on register, it will go to register page. It's equally like doing the manual navigation. That's why I said this is purely manual navigation. So when we continue learning, this navigation will be like, no need of doing it manual. Let's do this to make it like reusable to all pages. That's why I did like a components thing here, foot and navbar. This will be used later on, but for now, let them remain there silent. Yeah, another question. All right. So if there are no other questions, uh, for those who don't know about the other link, let me go, or the YouTube channel. It's at let me see if I can be able to get it. Then there, it's called Magic Calabash Codes. So this one, just go to playlist, and this is the playlist basic to advanced. This first one here, just click on it. It will open this playlist. So the video before that was actually this last one here, doing a navbar and a footer. That's what has led to us doing this other one here. So follow this video. This was the first one. Then I'll upload this other one so that you can follow to this one. I believe we are good, and you could do, this was the first class, this was the latest class, and now after I upload this will be the recent class. Yeah. If there's nothing much or another question, I believe we shall end it here. And for another questions, just reach me in my inbox.